Assalamu alaikum. Today's tutorial is going to be a two-part tutorial. The first one is going to be a little waistcoat. Now I have done a quite in-depth tutorial on waistcoats, but rather than finding the video, I'm going to redo another one and just hopefully share this with you, and then that way you won't have to try and locate the previous one. Now this can easily be made into an adult's version, a boy's version, but here we're going to make this for Inaya. Now the measurements, Inaya is 5 years old, and the measurements that we're using is width on the waistline is, this is the back piece, 14 inches by length of 14 inches. So it's a 14 by 14 square piece of fabric, and in that the side seam is 9 inches, and then is the shoulder. The shoulder across is about 11 inches, and basically what's happened is I've cut around for the armhole. So if you center the fabric like this, and if you measure 5.5 inches and mark it there, and if you measure 8 inches, 8.5 inches upwards and mark it there, and then you need to just make a box of a rectangle, and in that you curve it off for the armhole, and that basically is all there is. You need two pieces, one for the lining and one for the outer side. Now here I'm using this sequence fabric which I found recently, and I'm quite excited about what I'm going to do with this. I will be doing something as an adult's version as well, but here we're just doing a children's version. So now this is the front portion of the jacket. Now the previous ones that I've done, I think I did the sort of like the angle, like waistcoat type. This one is a rounded version. Okay, so again here you're just going to get a few basic measurements. Again, the length of this is obviously 14 inches to correspond with the back piece. The front is 8 inches in width, and basically what I've done is same markings as the outer side of the garment there, because obviously these two will match up, and this is going to be the armhole. So measuring 8 inches from the bottom, I've marked it off, and then 2 inches in, and rectangle that off, and then curve it around to make the armhole. The shoulder point on top here is 3.5 inches, and at 3.5 inches mark it off, and then this bottom portion 2 inches above, and round that off. This is for the front rounded curve that's going to meet on the center. So what you're going to have is, these are the two portions of the jacket, and this is the center curve, and then this is the neckline. So 2 inches above, and then you need to leave a space of 5.5 inches, and then measure in 3 inches and make a rectangle at 3 inches, and then curve that off. Now the rectangle is going about 1.5 inches inwards, and then you need to curve it off. So if you measure it in and then just sort of round it off, and that basically, again, you need double of the pieces. So first of all, we're going to stitch this up very quickly. It's going to be all in, this is all going to be covered in just 2 videos. So the first portion of the video was obviously the cutting, and I'm going to show you how to quickly stitch this. It shouldn't take us longer than 10 minutes, hopefully. So what you're hopefully, I mean, the whole making of this like waistcoat jacket thing is going to take approximately 15 minutes from start to finish. So here goes.